welcome back to my book tour book series. So, if you didn't know, it is Native American Heritage Month. If you've watched some of my videos in the past, I did let you in on that I'm half Native American, so I always celebrate this month with vigor. Here's some of my Native American pieces that I have, because of course I collect that too. These are authentic pieces from reservations, obviously, except for the Navajo Barbie over there. It's a collector item. But these pieces here are from actual reservations that I've gotten over the years. And I'll have some more. I'm down in my lower library. But anyway, let's get started with the book tour. So here is the first shelf that we're going to be starting with today. And we are going to do the second shelf here on this newer bookshelf. And we're back to hardbacks, if you couldn't tell. All right, let's get started. All right, first up, no paper sleeve on this one. Nice purple, though. Is The Cat Who Sang for the Birds by Jackson Braun. Oh, the barn. Then we have Noah Roberts' Private Scandals. Karen Kingsbury, Found. Martha Grimes, The Grave Maurice. Diane Palmer, Lawman. Next up, Joanna Johnstone, The Next Mrs. Blackthorne. Romance, duh. Bound by Blood by Amanda Ashley. Awesome. I love all her books. Such good books. David Baldech, Last Man Standing. So when my books are upside down, it's because my mother decided she was going to move the living room around. And that's what happens. Judith Michael, Acts of Love. I really actually got confused for a minute which was the next bookshelf I was going to do. This is what happens when you have too many books. I was like, why did she move things? Daniel Steele, Wings. This is an older one. The Accidental Tourist, a novel by Anne Nee Taylor. Natalie R. Collins, Wives and Sisters, a novel of suspense. They do that sometimes, I think, because they figure people aren't going to be able to tell what kind of novel it is from the cover. Robin Curry, Just Over the Mountain. Lost, Michael Rotham. Old Romance, if you couldn't tell. The Tigress Woman, Celeste D. Blaise. Patricia Cornwell, The Front. The Way of the Elders by Adem and Naomi Dumba, PhD. West African Spirituality and Traditions. A Compendium of Herbal Magic by Paul Brill, author of The Master Book of Herbalism. You really shouldn't be surprised by any book I have in my collection. Just telling you. The Four Winds, A Shaman Odyssey into the Amazon by Alberto Vildoro and Eric Jerdison. I don't know if I said that last name right. Forgive. This is by a local author, I think she's PA actually. Deadly Conversations by D.C. McLaughlin. Vampire, if you didn't realize. Vinegar, duct tape, milk jugs, and more. 1001 indigenous ways to use common household items to repair, restore, revive, and replace just about everything in your life. By Earl Perlitz. Last on this shelf is The Kingfisher Secret. I think I have 2 copies of The Kingfisher Secret, actually. Okay, and that completes that shelf. Let's move on to shelf number 2. Okay, here we are at the second shelf for this book tour. Starting off with Timeless Towns and Haunted Places from Florida to Maine. A Journey Throughout the American Past by J.R. Humphreys. This is a really good read if you're interested in hauntings. I'm the Mistress of Horror, so of course I am. John Grisham, The Associate. That's right. You all know I buy books. I call it adopting books. Deborah McCarb. Susanna's Garden. Ken Wells. Crawfish Mountain. I really don't agree with the cursive stuff sometimes. Anyway, Crawfish Mountain. Next up, Anna Kudlin, Blessings. I'm going to butcher some names, and I've warned you before. Noah Roberts, The 3 Collection, Born in Fire, Born in Ice, Born in Shame. I have a second copy of that one as well, and also individual paperbacks of those. This was a very good book. I took very good care of this one because I did purchase it. I have a used copy back in the day when it was paperback, but also very good book. Murray Stewart, The Prince and the Pilgrim. I really love that one. It's a nice, like, historical romance, medieval times. Barbara Taylor Barford, Her Own Rules. When your author name is bigger than your title of your book, you've made it. 13 Moons, Charles Fritzer. Sidney Sheldon, Morning, Noon, and Night. A Vintage Affair, Isabel Wolf. Judith Michael, A Tangled Web. This is a sequel to, I think, what's that? Sequel to Deceptions. I have that somewhere. News, Barbara Delinsky. Deborah McCobb, Summer on Blossom Street. A Painted House, John Grisham. Book 2, The Black or White Chronicles, Wedged Wood Gray, John Auber Anderson. Next up is Lisa Scotland, After Anna. The novel, James A. Michener. Listen, If you run out of titles of your book, just name it the novel, apparently. Let me stop. Julia Garwood, Heartbreaker. I like that cover, it's nice. Jane Austen, of course. Emma. I have all Jane Austen's works in different shapes and sizes. Alright, that completes shelf 2 in this book tour book series. We've completed these 2 this time around. And I will see you in the next one.